Welcome back, everybody. This is the second in our little bunch of reminders. So we've defined a site with the local and remote information, and we really haven't done much besides that. So there are two little text files in our site here. Now those are obviously not web pages, so we're going to turn them into web pages though. So first of all, if you're just starting from scratch, this choice to create new, and you want to make a page, of course, is where you begin. So we'll click right here, and we've got a brand new page. And of course, it is fine to type here if you want to do that, but it's pretty common to put down the text you want to have on the page in some more typical place of composing your thoughts, like Microsoft Word or just a text document. And then once it's in the local site files, we can just drag it in and drop it. And this is a little different than the Word documents we've been using. There's even less formatting in these simple text files, but it's very much like what we've been seeing. All right, so here's the page. It certainly isn't very exciting yet. And I think I'll just put a title on it, like welcome. Now it's not really a title exactly, it's just the first line of text on the page. Now you may remember that ordinary pages are mostly full of what's called paragraph text, right? So you see this down here. It's paragraph formatting for the moment. Now the first line or so on the page is typically formatted as heading 1. And that's just kind of one of those good web citizen sort of things to do, because it does help people who are visually handicapped to navigate the pages. Now, if this is in fact supposed to be the home page, then we really give it that attribute of being the home page while we save it. So here we go. File, save. And of course save as comes up because I've never saved this one before. And remember, the secret is really, really simple. INDEX. Index as a name causes this file to be the one which loads automatically when a visitor arrives at your domain. Right? It's basically called up by the act of arrival there. Now, we also have another page here that we're going to build that we'll do some linking back and forth in a moment. So I'll go File, New, which is just like what we did before when we had the bunch of choices already sitting out there. And you can see it's a blank page, HTML, just like we've done. Create. So the other little text file I have in here is just called dummy text, which I'll drag in. Here it is. This is apparently a bunch of different sentences that use every letter of the alphabet. It's like a font testing thing. Now, I'll put a name at the top of this too. I guess I'll just call it links, right? Like this is our exciting page of links. And once again, good citizen, heading 1, right? And I'll just save it as links. And please remember, this is not a particularly strong example for this, but please remember, capital letters occasionally cause problems, spaces cause problems, and any kind of weird characters like $signs and stuff cause big, big problems. So keep it simple, keep it low, don't make this fancy. Okay? All right, and if you look in our site files here, down here, local files, you can see we've got links, we've got index, and let's do a little linking. So I'm going to make a little collection of links right here, and the first one I'll say is visit our page of links. Now, this is going to link to the document that I just made. So really, I could link any part of it, the whole line, part of the line, a single word, right? So I could come down here to the properties at the bottom and I could type links.html. Now that would work only because that actually is the name of the file I'm trying to go to and the necessary pathway as well. Or I could click this little folder, browse for file, and of course I can click it right there. Or finally, I can use this guy, which is called point to file, and just drag it to the local file that I want to link to. Okay, so they all work, they're all valid. It's really just a matter of your preference. Now you might want to remember that this kind of link is called a relative link. Now it might be called local, might be called internal, might be called relative, but they all come down to the same simple thing. These links are links to your own files. The ability to do this, to browse for the file, to use the point to file device to link to the file, that's what indicates that it's relative. It's one of yours. The other kind, of course, is when we effectively leave our own website and go someplace else. Let's say search with Google. So once again, I just select it. Now this is the other kind, right? Unless you're hiding a level of wealth and power that I do not know about, you probably do not own Google. And so I'm going to come down here, and I have to pretty much type this one. Now I could go out on the web, copy the address, and come back here and paste it, and that's completely legitimate. I support doing that, but I'm just going to type it. So http://www.google.com. Right? That's called an absolute URL. That's the complete address to reach this website. And after I'm typing down there, remember it's a good idea to hit enter to cause that to become a real link. Okay? And also remember that you could click these guys here in Dreamweaver all day and not go anywhere. That's because Dreamweaver is an editor and not a browser. All right, so I'm going to wrap this one up for right now, and we'll come back and I'll start to do some fancier stuff like a little CSS.